My New Year's resolution is to be much smoother with my jump cuts. Seriously, these things are going to be smooth like butter. Well, hello, collegians. Welcome back to the first real episode of This Is College in 2014. I'm your host, JB, and my other New Year's resolution is to be a much more reliable and less lazy YouTuber. Which explains why this video is so late. So I want to devote this week's episode to, you guessed it, New Year's resolutions. Yes, we are already more than 3 weeks into the new year. What of it? While it may appear that my timing leaves a lot to be desired, it's actually quite perfect, because if we're being honest, we know full well that a majority of New Year's resolutions end in abject failure. And we recognize that right now is about the time when many of us are perilously close to throwing in the proverbial towel and calling it quits on self-improvement in 2014. Also, most of you are just getting back into the groove of the spring semester, but your resolve is being threatened by your very college existence. Regular exercise was much easier to come by when you didn't have to wake up for your 8 a.m. environmental psychology class, wasn't it? Environmental psychology? What does the world think about itself? Truthfully, I'm a little torn on the idea of resolutions. On one hand, I like the idea that each new calendar year presents a clean slate, a fixed and significant point in time where we can commit to doing things differently. On the other hand, if we're truly set on becoming better people, it makes no difference what day we start, be it January 1st, 2014 or Febtober 15th, 20xd6. It doesn't matter when we start, just that we do in fact start. If you do decide to commit to a New Year's resolution, and you're anything like me, you're in for a real struggle. Because one day you're like, I will never eat a cheeseburger again. But the next day you're like, and then the next day you're like, I will never eat a cheeseburger again. But the next day you're like, and then the next day you're like, I will never eat a cheeseburger again. But the next day you're like, and then the next day you're like, I'll never eat a... I'm over this. Yeah, can I get 2 McDoubles, please? Yeah, so good luck with that. If you're looking for suggestions for some college-specific New Year's resolutions, here are a few good options that I just made up. Limit your selfie activity to once per social event. Only wear a fishing shirt if you're actually going fishing. Avoid using Snapchat when intoxicated. You know what? That goes for all social media. Don't be like Bieber. Only skip classes on days that end in Y. Wait a second. If you're thinking about throwing a party with a theme that might be a little racially insensitive, seek the opinion of someone who is not white. But if you're actually wanting my advice about New Year's resolutions, and you're probably not, I encourage you to really evaluate your motivation. Most extrinsic forms of motivation, like getting in beach shape for your spring break trip, are good for short-term inspiration, but may not be enough to actually promote lasting change. Instead, find your intrinsic motivation. How will this change improve your overall well-being and quality of life? What will it mean to you personally to accomplish this goal? From there, seek out some accountability, come up with some kind of structure that will help you assess your progress, and remember, setbacks do not equal failure. Don't forget to have fun. If you do fail, don't fret, you're in good company. If you succeed, congratulations! The gym will be a lot less crowded by March. Damn New Year's resolution crown. Of which I'm most definitely a part. Well, that does it for this week's episode of This Is College, but before I sign off, I need to work in a quick selfish plug. I am only 10 subscribers away from my first 100, which is a minor milestone, but one that I would be proud of. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and tell anyone you think might actually like it to do the same. To celebrate my 100th subscriber, I will pay musical homage to them in the next episode. Don't forget to like this video, and if you've committed to a New Year's resolution for 2014, tell me about it in a comment below. Unless your resolution is to stop commenting on things on the internet, in which case don't. I will see you all next Monday. I promise. No regrets.